Husband had online affairs. My husband of 1 year, 3 years together, confessed to having online affairs through Instagram. He has a very large number of followers and used this to his advantage. He has shared very little of how often. At first he said he was just being flirtatious with these women. Then he said it was off and on for the whole 3 years. I had found out 6 months into the beginning of our relationship he was doing this, but said he learned from his mistakes and stopped. Now he's saying it was not just flirtation, it was sexual, videos and all of them masturbating, etc. Now he's saying it wasn't that often. He's all over the place but won't give me a straightforward answer and gets angry if I bring it up. He deactivated his Instagram and said he would give me the password once he reactivated it. I've since moved out of the house for a separation. He wanted to still be exclusive and respect the marital laws, so I'm forced to trust that he's not doing this elsewhere. He's helped me with running a new business I started, but he gets upset that I'm not back to normal and wanting to get over this. We had a huge argument and we decided to split. That evening he reactivated his Instagram account. That soon. It made me feel awful and disrespected all over again. Strangely, it made me want to be back with him, and I just feel so disgusted with myself for not walking away from this man. He's been going to therapy weekly and we were just going to go to couples therapy. I see that he wants to change some things about himself. I do love him, and I trust that this was only online stuff and not in person, as he has some erectile dysfunction issues, but who knows. If I were to try and work this out, I would want the Instagram password. Is this justified, or do I just trust him? How to deal with friends who accept my husband's mistress. My husband, M56, and I, F58, have been married 27 years now. Sometime in 2019, before our 23rd anniversary, he crossed the line with a friend of mine, F now 51, and they started a secret affair. I found out in January of 2021 and told him if he was going to keep seeing her he couldn't live in our home with me and our then 13-year-old, S now 16. He stated he was in love with her and left. He spent a couple weeks living with his sister, who I resent for supporting him then, and then got an apartment on his own, with our money. I thought he wasn't moving in with my ex-friend because her kids, D20 and S18, know me well and like me and know he is married to me. In fact, my parents are friends with her parents. Her sister is married to the man who was my brother's best friend at age 6, and her twin sisters were in my high school class. So lots of twisted interrelationships. But now her kids have moved out to colleges out of the area and she lives alone. So I guess he doesn't move because he knows our S won't be willing to stay at her house, and right now he stays with my H 2 nights per week. Now, before you start railing on me for not dumping my H like a hot potato, please hear me out. I still love him and feel sure this is a midlife crisis. He turned 50 in 2017, a milestone trigger, and then in 2018, on our actual wedding anniversary, his second stepdad, his only real father figure, had a massive heart attack with no warning and died in front of us while we were tailgating at our favorite college football venue. His real dad abandoned him. Ironically, dad also left with a friend of the family when my H was 11. Ironically, the same age as our son when his affair started. Then his mom immediately married the nearest guy because she didn't know how else she would afford to take care of her 3 kids. This second stepdad was genuinely awesome and had only been married to his mom about 3 or 4 years before he met me. Oh, and lest I forget, middle child syndrome is real. My H always felt neglected between his 5 years older sister, who was a troublemaker kid, and his 5 years younger sister, who was the sick kid, always on the brink of death with lupus. They are both great now. My H even donated a kidney to his younger sister. So you see what I'm talking about when I say he's actually really great, except for the whole having sex with my ex-friend thing. Until last May, he was waffling back and forth. One day he would tell me he misses me, another day not. One day he would say book the vacay for both of us, then silence while the mistress reeled him back in. Despite this being true love, he still has not filed for divorce. We are both pretty stable financially, so I don't think it's money keeping him from starting that process. I think deep down he knows he still loves me, and I also think after all this time she is starting to lose some of the unicorn-ness. After all, Real relationships can't be lovey-dovey perfection all the time. There are taxes to pay, toilets to plunge, and aches and pains of aging. My husband is a good dad and even a good husband except for this addiction he has to a bad drug, dopamine. Even now that he is planning to divorce me, after the holidays, he is being very kind and is clearly feeling bad that his pleasure and joy has to cause me and RS so much pain. I'm sure he wishes we would all just see it as for the best and hopes I will find my perfect unicorn, as he has, so I will see that God has someone perfect out there for me just as he has found in my uncorny friend. Finally, my challenge for the thread. I've just been invited to a Christmas party of a friend we have in common. This friend was my H's friend before me, but heck, now he and his wife have been my friend too for 27 years. I thought his wife and I were actually decently good friends. But she is in the same career as the mistress, so I'm sure she and the mistress enjoy each other's company. This couple likely thinks it's a good idea that my H is getting in touch with what makes him happy. Although I don't think they wish this pain on me. I think their love for me has them wishing I would fall in love with someone more like me, so they could stop feeling awkward about their choice to welcome my husband's mistress into their friendship. They have brought the happy couple for outings on their boat and to fill their second pair of season seats at their favorite NFL team's games. They are aware I want to do everything I can to reconcile with my husband. I even had a heart-to-heart with the guy explaining how hurtful it feels to me that he is accepting of them. While he seemed understanding at the time, he continues to show up in smiley pictures with the happy couple on social media. This is only one specific example, but there are literally dozens of friends and also my entire batch of in-laws who seem fine with accepting this new woman as my H's new partner and pretty much ditching me. I don't think they want to ditch me, but they want to support my H and don't see how they can stay in contact with me, too, without being confronted by guilt that they don't have the spine to support me by shunning my H's mistress. I wish they would all lovingly confront my husband and point out he is choosing an alcoholic who would stab a friend in the back for her pleasure and suggest, doesn't that seem like you should get some counseling to figure out what would attract you to that? But I can't make anyone do anything, so I try to avert my eyes. But now I have this Christmas party invite. It is confirmed that my H will be there with the mistress. Some other friends coming in from out of state to attend contacted me and said, "We really hope to see you there." My supportive girlfriend tribe is all telling me I should not go. They say these are clearly not people I should be friends with. So if I carry that out to all the friends and family who are finally accepting the reality that my H is still with my ex-friend, that will be a lot of people I'm cutting ties with. But shouldn't I be going about my life as I choose without regard for whether or not I might run into my soon-to-be ex, and go to any parties I would normally go to and keep friendships with my normal circles as if what my H does not matter in my growth journey? With that said, only one single person of my in-laws has ever reached out to say boo to me in all this time, despite that I specifically contacted my mother-in-law and one sister-in-law asking them to please support me and their grandson, nephew by encouraging my H to come home and get some counseling. So, go to the party and have fun and illustrate to the friends there that life may have thrown me a curveball, but my faith gives me the confidence to stand tall and handle them? It will be a bonus that everyone at the party will be forced to recognize that the woman with my H isn't me and I haven't died or disappeared. Realize these people aren't really my friends, and that the in-laws don't really care about my well-being, even though they invite me to their parties, and just cut them off and stop wasting brainpower on wondering if I should maintain a friendship with them.